Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between the Little One spawning as the Protoss player, or Teal Protoss player, meanwhile against a Muslim spawning as a Terran player. So this is going to be Terran versus Protoss. Now the first thing to note is that the Little One, I believe, chooses random, so the Muslim does not quite know what he is going up against at this time. With that in mind, I don't think, unless he does an early scout and able to find out that there is going to be a Protoss player, he may not have to, or the Little One may not have to deal with the Reaper harass that is often common on Lost Temple against a Protoss player. So we'll see how this goes. The Muslim now is putting down that supply depot over here instead of trying to get that SCV to travel over to that front door, wasting precious mining time. However, he is going to be a little bit more exposed on this front door. However, I guess he's just taking a chance that his opponent is not going to be a Zerg player. Taking a look over here, supply depot is completed, already queuing up an additional SCV, and now we have this SCV going out to do some scouting. Doesn't look like he's going to be building a barracks too far away. The barracks, however, being built over here on this side. So this is going to be very interesting. I believe if you drop down the tech lab right here, you can build a supply depot here, and there is no way for any Zerglings or any melee units to be able to run in. So perhaps this is what he's thinking. He can probably leave a couple Marines or Marauders in this position, slow them down as they try to get in, and then take them out. Coming back around, the Muslim going to go out and scout with this SCV. Looks like he will be finding the Little One in just a moment. Assimilator already being warped in by the Little One. No refinery yet, so a little surprised by that, but perhaps he's going to go for a secondary barracks or even an early command center. I'd be a little surprised if it was in fact an early command center. Down it goes, and now Marine being produced, and now going to that orbital command center as well. So just using that orbital command and trying to get down an additional refinery. Taking a look, the Muslim does in fact realize that it is going to be a Protoss versus Terran player. Cybernetics core already going down, the typical standard build against a Terran player, making sure that there is no Reaper harass. Marine going to quickly come out, try to shoot down the Little One's probe, trying to do a little bit of a hit and move attack. The probe already down to 10 hit points, so that Marine may in fact be able to take him down. Let's see, oh, probe getting down an assimilator, so very nicely done. Gonna be delaying that gas, and the Little One may not have to deal with Ghost for a little while. Very nice micro from DeMuslim though, down to 2 hit points. Very, very nice. We'll see if that probe was in fact going to be able to get away, and it looks like it in fact will. So very nicely done. Even though DeMuslim did some very nice hit and run attacks on that probe was in fact able to escape. Taking a look at that probe is in fact now sitting at maximum shields. May try to take down that SCV. SCV now taking, what, 2 hits, already down to 35 hit points, and that probe down to 2. There it goes. Probe finally taken down, but saw all the information that he wanted to. Being able to see that he did in fact get this assimilator. Oh, did he cancel that assimilator? It looks like he canceled that assimilator. So just trying to delay that gas. I don't think any Marines were able to shoot it down. Taking a look, a secondary barracks now being built, and the Muslim may be forced to just try to build mass Marauders at this stage. That mass Marauders is a common tactic when you only need a single gas in order to produce from 4 barracks in order to get mass Marauders. A bunker now being placed down at this front door. The Muslim with a single bunker and with Marauder in that bunker with a couple Marines. It will be very difficult for any Zealots or Stalkers to do a run by trying to get by this bunker, as that Marauder with a range of 7, once it's in that bunker, will be able to slow down those units. Taking a look back over here, we have a Zealot of the Little One activating this Zelnaga watchtower, and 2 sentries on this lower ramp running off of a triple gateway. So Little One doing triple gateway, also getting that warp gate ability gonna be completed, and maybe using those warp gates. And no robotics facility yet, so no real tier 2 units. And Little One also setting up a pylon down over here to this 3 o'clock position, may be able to start warping in units and warping in reinforcements. So more sentries being warped in, chrono boost being used in order to reduce the cooldown of these gateways. So these gateways quickly going to be able to warp in more units. Perhaps more sentries going to be warped in throughout the map. Taking a look, more sentries being warped in, so it is going to be a very, very large sentry and sentry army pretty much. So taking a look at this, mass sentries running off of, what, 7 sentries and 2 zealots at this stage in the game. Now, those sentries, will they in fact be able to come back around? And those Marauders on that high ground, though, able to almost take down the get to the hit points of that one Zealot. That Zealot down to 0 shields, but will be able to regen back up to full in just a moment. So those units trying to perhaps come back around, perhaps get some force fields in, using that Guardian Shield. Now going to focus down that bunker. Bunker already down to 211 hit points, as those Guardian Shields are very, very effective at reducing the amount of damage these units take. Double Guardian Shields, mass Marauders, mass force fields being used, and making it so that those SCVs cannot really get in position to try to deal that melee damage. Focusing down that last Marauder, now focusing down some SCVs, another Guardian Shield, no additional Guardian Shields coming in. So, but really four sentries trying to fight back. Now Zealots coming in as well, perhaps trying to focus down some of these lower hit point units, and more Zealots coming back in as from this single pylon. But it looks like the Little One wants to escape with these units, try to minimize his losses, try to regroup, as DeMuslim does in fact have the larger army at this stage, 1,400 minerals. And those Marauders now moving out carefully, very carefully, wanting to make sure that they do not perhaps anger those sentries. And those sentries, well, one single Marauder, they're going to go ahead and move on out. Instead, not going to find that the rest of these Marauders are in a dangerous situation, as they're going to be left behind, and perhaps these sentries and those Zealots will be able to make it up. More barracks being pushed up, and if those sentries can make it up to that ramp and then drop down a force field on that backside, yeah, all those Marauders are pretty much stuck, unable to get up. And wow, that's going to be a very interesting position, but 2 Marauders in that base is going to be able to finish off the rest of these units, and those Marauders now moving out to the Little One, perhaps to try to slow him down. Currently running off of 3 gateways, a single Immortal being produced, not plenty of energy for Chrono Boost, so the Little One not on top of everything, sitting on 100 energy on that Nexus, should probably Chrono Boost this one particular robotics facility. I keep on talking about it like it's going to happen, and there it happens. And now using Chrono Boost on these warp gates as well, so down to 25 energy most likely as that Immortal now comes out. Taking a look, a quick scanner sweep, I don't know if it revealed that Immortal just outside of that range, perhaps going to try to move in, and those Marauders trying to push in, trying to take down that Nexus. Nexus should get cancelled. Yeah, there it goes, it is cancelled. And now those Marauders trying to chase down that one poor Zealot. Well, a lot of Marauders, so what is this, 10 Marauders in this position, but a lot of them are very, very low on hit points. So those Zealots, as long as they have charge, will be able to take down, and 2 Marauders quickly getting taken down. Probably should have moved right here, perhaps shooting down a couple more of those Marauders as they're on the move once again. More sentries on the move. Trying to warp back out, taking a look over here. A fair number of Marauders and now Marines, so it's going to be a Marine and Marauder army versus an Immortal, Sentry, and Stalker army. Sorry, no Stalkers. Immortal, Zealot, and Sentry army. SCV gonna do some scouting, gonna see this little proxy pylon set up by the Little One, gonna make sure that's get taken down very, very quickly. Single Stalker being warped in, trying to shoot down that SCV. SCV is gonna get taken down fairly easily, but that pylon is gonna be taken down as well. So down goes that poor SCV. Should probably try to get into this position to try to shoot back down even further. Stalker trying to run away, but it's really stuck on that high ground, really nowhere to go, and nothing they can really do. Perhaps he can convince him that he has blink, but no, Muslim's going to be able to see the Stalker, and down goes that Stalker. Taking a look at the army sizes, it's 1350 versus 2700 still, and DeMuslim also has a much, I believe, has more harvesters. So DeMuslim in a very, very advantageous position. 2 Immortals, however, there is not enough gas. There is no gas and no Ghost Academy. Actually, I take it back. Ghost Academy now completed, so production does have 1 Ghost being produced. Ghost costing 150 minerals and 150 gas now. Marauders gonna try to take down these destructible rocks. Destructible rocks will get destroyed, and this orbital command center, or this command center, will be placed up into position in order to try to mine additional minerals from this high yield location. Another scanner sweep, a phase prism being warped in, and a Twilight Council for perhaps charge or blink. Most likely charge at this stage in the game. Charge being used against those Marauders. Marauders slowly moving on out. We have the weapons upgrade for all of DeMuslim's units, and no activation of that Zelnaga Watchtower. We're going to go ahead and activate it now, and then just walk in as a very, very tight ball. No Psystorm to really counteract this army, and we'll see how this is going to work. Sentries on this high ground, though, may be able to get a couple force fields off. We'll see how that's going to really work. It's trying to separate the rest of that army, and those units not really working out all too well. Those Immortals, only with a range of 5, however, are going to have a very, very hard time. Guardian Shield trying to fight back against the rest of these units. Marauders getting pushed back, and only some of the Marauders are able to fight this whole entire time. 14 versus 50 versus 3,400, so both sides taking very heavy losses, but now down to a 900 versus a 3200. More sentries being warped in. Can he push back any additional units? No. And DeMuslim wins game 1 in this best of 3 matchup. Stay tuned for game 2 between the Little One and DeMuslim. I am not sure what map it is on, but this is from the Team Liquid Invitational and played from March 26th weekend.